Hi guys, it's your favorite girl. My name is Mamie Luke. I am the wife of Kyle, Chef Kyle Luke, and the sister to Eddie Keefe here.
Hello, my name is Kyle, Chef Kyle, as you can call me. The whole concept of the Black Chef Eatery basically started with me. I've been in the food game for as long as I can remember. Started ever since I was little with my father. And from there, elementary school, middle school, born and raised in Tampa, Florida. Went to Arnwood High School, did all 4 years of culinary arts and basically in high school. And was able to get a scholarship to go off into Johnson & Wales University. And for those of you who don't know what Johnson & Wales University is, it's one of the best culinary schools in the world, to be honest with you. From there, I received my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's in hospitality and culinary arts and food service management. During my time in college, I was a teacher's assistant to about 10 to 12 chefs. I had to put on demos, I had to do skill sessions, and outside of the university I also had to help students with events, campus-wide events, city events, volunteering, things of that nature, making sure that students grasp the concept of culinary arts, working in the industry, and felt confident enough and had the skills to really go forth and be a force in the culinary industry. Upon graduating with my bachelor's, I actually was able to get a full ride to go for my master's from my university. After receiving my master's in after receiving my master's in business administration with a concentration in hospitality, I was actually hired as an executive chef and was able to go out to St. Martin. Me and my wife went out to St. Martin, and I was executive chef for some time in St. Martin. After that, once we got done with that, we basically went back to Miami and became I became a private chef for one of the, I think it was like, at the time, he was the third richest man in Miami. And it was their family. I did that for some time, and come to find out I didn't really like that experience too much. Personal chef it takes a very unique chef to be a personal chef. It's very demanding to feed a family who all eats all different types of meals and things of that nature. But besides that, after my personal chef experience, I started going back into teaching, and that's when I started teaching at Miami-Dade College Culinary Arts. Well, I actually started teaching at Miami Culinary Institute, which is a part of Miami-Dade College.
So the concept started with my husband, with him writing a book called The Black Chef. And he's been writing this book for a few years, and I feel like it's a journey that is gonna be a memoir of his journey, expressing the adversities, the highs, the lows, the backstory of what a Black chef has to endure in the culinary industry.
Yep.
And then the concept of the yuppie and the Black chef got birthed on a balcony, our one-bedroom apartment in Miami, of us just dreaming and trying to create a better life for our family. We've always, it's kind of, the yuppie wing got influenced from a little bit of like where we're from, Baltimore, a little bit of from where he's from, and like we just playing around the house and created this wonderful sauce. And we tested with some friends and some family, and we just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Hence, that was the beginning of this year. So hence now we're in January 2020, and COVID is hitting the United States, and now the world is like going crazy, and I don't know like what's going on, everyone's shaking. So he's still teaching as a professor, I'm still working as a marketing manager, and we're just unsure. We're in an unsure state whether or not we're gonna have our jobs or not have our jobs. So we're trying to think of a plan B just in case we lose our jobs. So we always travel, like we're like nomads, we're always traveling. So we will come up to Tampa and started selling food on the weekends and birthed the Black Chef Eatery.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's how it came about.
So I didn't know what a yuppie was for a long period of time, but my godmother, she used to call me and Kyle yuppies, and she introduced us to this word. So we looked it up, and it's basically a well-paid millennial that is about their business, very fashionable and very progressive. So we was like, it has a great meaning. We like using the terminology to describe us. And I think for the majority of our generation, I believe that that is a great word to define us, because we are very go-getters. We're very about our business. We're very progressive. We're very fashionable while we're doing it.
Yeah, Yuppie's not so much more about the wing as it's more of
about
the movement. Like it's more so of an energy, or it's more so of a
calling.
A calling to really just be the better version of yourself. Like to really be yuppie about your ish. Like to be more blunt. Whatever you're doing, just be a yuppie in it. Like just be the best and go for it. So that's really what kind of yuppie means.
When our customers come in and they ask like, what does yuppie mean? We tell them to like Google it themselves. It's not that we're like being sarcastic. It's really because like when you read the definition for yourself, it kind of hits home, and you're able to reflect on how it relates to you as a person. So we don't like to try to tell the definition. We like for you to do some work and Google it. My first take coming into Tampa was like I was going on a time travel. So like I said, I'm from Baltimore, I'm from up north. A lot of things move faster. And coming here, I really felt like I was back at my childhood, like in the 90s. And I was like, it's very cute to go time traveling, but I could not live in it because I felt like I was being pulled back. Like I couldn't keep propelling in that kind of environment. So now coming back to Tampa, I definitely see a lot of growth. I see a lot of potential. I see the hunger for more, for newer things. So the environment and the people that we have met coming back to Tampa this time has been amazing. Like, I like the energy. I like the things that I'm seeing that Tampa's developing, and I just want to be a part of it. And I just want to help it continue to grow.
So many may know, I'm Chef Taz. Also, my name is Eddie Keith. I am the one that usually is in the back frying your food, flipping in the chicken and the shrimp, tossing your wings in the yuppie sauce, and making sure your food's coming out A1 like it's supposed to. I've been cooking for just about 6 months. Okay, I learned from one of the best that I know out there, and one of the best chefs that I know, which is also my brother, Chef Kyle. So about 6 months in of cooking. I feel like it's actually been a fun trip. Like my sister said, it does feel like we're going back in time to like, and maybe in the 90s, you know, back in a few years ago, the hot boy era, pretty much. So pretty much when the customers come in, I mean, we feed off, like she said, we feed off each other's energy and we feed off of their energy. So like, if they come in and they're not feeling too well, we like to give them our energy, our yuppie energy. That's why sometimes they'll walk past and you'll see us dancing in the window or things like that, because we want to feed that same energy off to the customers when they come in. Pretty much Tampa, I mean, I like Tampa because it's like more slowed down if you want to relax your mind and, you know, ease, and not, because like we're from a big city, well, a small city, but it's like a big city, so everything's fast paced, and it actually gives you a chance to, you know, think for yourself and actually, you know, calm down for a moment.
I strongly believe that within our own community, African American chefs are held at a higher standard than any other chef. We're not given the same opportunity when it comes to judgment about our food or about our establishment or about how we do things. It's crazy how we can accept cultural differences from other cultures. You know, Asians cook differently and cook different food, but when it comes to our food, it's all about, well, I don't eat from everybody's kitchen. You know, I don't. Did you wash your hands, or did you do this? You know, and come to find out, it's kind of aggravating, because do you know that damn near every meal that you eat, when you go out to eat, no one's wearing gloves, unless you're doing a garde manger, unless you're getting like a salad or something. But if it's cooked, no one's wearing gloves. No one's washing your meat. No one's cleaning the meat that you eat. You know, but as soon as you step into a black establishment, honestly, before you even step into it, when you're going to their social media page or when you hear about their name, it seems like we already just start formulating an opinion about a place before we even get a chance to step into the establishment. And like, again, I believe that that's taught to us. I don't think that's something that we wake up and it's something that we want to be towards each other. I really believe that it's just taught to us. And I think that it just needs to be exposed, and people need to just really wake up and understand and have a consciousness that when you walk into a Black-owned establishment, that maybe you are being biased. You need to check yourself at the door and ask yourself, am I going to walk in here and be biased to this establishment? Or am I going to walk in here and give this establishment a fair chance like I give every other establishment? Am I going to go in and question them about their menu, question them about their food? Or am I going to go in and just enjoy the experience and just take what they have to offer me? It's so many times where I'm so thankful for the support, but I get mad when I get upset or I get concerned when I see my kinfolk come in and they ask, or not even ask, they say, I'm here to support a Black-owned business. And it's like, no, you should be here to support good food and great service. I understand that you recognize that I'm Black, but you should put me up at the rest. You should put me at the top with the rest because of the fact that my food stands up there, because of the fact that our service is up to that par, not because of the color of my skin.
Hello.
So a lot of times it's a double-edged sword. Yes, I appreciate you're here to support because I'm Black, but recognize that I'm so much more. And that's the calling of the Black chef. It's really so that people can understand and start respecting the Black chef, because we don't get respected. All we get is criticism, ridicule. And don't get me wrong, we understand that we have a lot of yuppies, I like to call them yuppies, that walk through this door and they feed us positive energy. They're proud of us, things of that nature. But as they say, one apple will spoil the bunch, or, one crab will pull one crab down. You're going to get, if not equal amount, a little bit lesser of people who come in and you're going to see them criticize. And I think as a community, food is so powerful that I feel like it's the one thing that we should all be willing to experience and accept and not really judge or criticize, especially when we, as people, we're so diverse within our own community, within our own place. We have so many people who cook oxtail different. We have so many people who cook barbecue different. We have so many people who cook black-eyed peas different. Traditional, what I like to call Black American food. I really feel like it's like, I kind of got off my topic.
It's okay, because I wanted to chime in,
yeah.
But you was taking me on a whirlwind.
I'm sorry.
I think that it's a correlation of the replications of slavery that's been built, like it's been passed on, and it shows its face in different ways. And I think the reason why we mentally think that there's a competition is it relates back to that. And I think that goes in every industry, not just food. But we're talking about food here. I think that it's more like, it's kind of like we belittle ourselves. It's like we can't see ourselves on these higher levels of excellence or this level of other people. But when it comes to a Black chef, it's kind of like you only can be here. Like you can't be there. You only can be up to this level.
Like when we look at industry and we look at other, sorry to cut you off. When we look at other, when we look into the industry and we look at other chefs, we look at Marcus Samuelsson. Yes, Black chef that is predominantly known. But is he on the same caliber as Gordon Ramsay? Is he on the same caliber as Marco Pierre White? Is he on the same caliber as Ferran Adrià? Is he on the same caliber as, I won't even say his name because he got in trouble, so I won't even say his name, but as these other chefs? Some may believe so, but I don't believe he's marketed enough on those levels. Why don't I see a chef that is like Gordon Ramsay, but I got Mori Morto over here? You know, I have amazing, famous Asian chefs. I have amazing, famous Latin chefs. I have amazing, famous French, Caucasian, white chefs. When it comes to a Black, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I think the reason why is sometimes, one, we don't have the necessary support and not saying right support or wrong support, it's just the right support. Support and just support. Don't support and criticize or like be biased and be like, because I said, we place a limit on ourselves. Like,
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that our name is called the Black Chef, and our first, actually the first couple of negative comments or feedback that we've received has come from kinfolk. And it seems like they're too gun-ho they're triggered to say something, because it's our comments are never about the quality of food. It's never about the quality of service. It's always oh, I gotta know when I wanted a yes. Or I wanted to feel like the only person in the room and I didn't. You know, and to be honest with you, you're not walking into the Ritz-Carlton. you're walking into Ybor City Food Market, which is a convenience store, and we have carry-out type of menu. But don't come in here expecting fine dining, tablecloth, linen service.
Okay, then let me ask you this, and I'll play devil's advocate. Why did you start with your menu when I know you have better skills than that? Why would you start with a simple menu?
There's a lot of
that you do have.
There's a lot of reasons why. There's a lot of reasons why we chose to go with the menu that we went with, even though my skill set is past it. This is, to be honest with you, this is very easy concept. This was our seed. We got this going so that we can have a strong foundation to build off of, because growing up in Tampa, now I'm born and raised, so I grew up off of Gyros. I grew up off of Salem's. I grew up off of Big John's Alabama Barbecue. I grew up off of Bob's Market when it was there. I grew up off of Riverside. I grew up off of Snacks. I grew up off of Rainbow. I grew up off of the Candy Lady. You know, like, I grew up off of these things. And I remember when my mom would come in off of work and have a $2 Church's chicken box for us to eat. You know what I'm saying? So Tampa doesn't have anything to really offer. And I kind of started getting irritated seeing all these establishments owned and ran by people that did not look like us serving our community. And one of the biggest things that was crazy was Salem's Gyros was in my hood, 40th and Hillsborough, right in Nucio. But I've never seen them sponsor a football team. I've never seen them sponsor a basketball team. I've never seen them sponsor an event. I've never seen them, and we pour so much money into that one spot. After every let out, after every club, I mean, every weekend, they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of our dollars, and they don't pour it back. So now I created a funnel. And we purposely say on our social media that we look to pour the money back into the community, to hold the black dollar within the community for a longer time period than 7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So to me personally, growing up every day and being around that, it's like it's all about representation. It was just really, I'm just tired of not seeing us in these places. One of the greatest representations that I've ever seen that I really respect is Big John Alabama Barbecue, because they were a legit hole in the wall. My bus stop used to sit out front of Big John Alabama Barbecue. I used to sit on tree stumps right out front, Big John's Alabama Barbecue, well, just Big John's. I'm just gonna say Big John's. And to see them take the money that they received from the community, close down, tear down, rebuild, and open back up for the community, it's the most beautiful representation of what we should be doing countlessly in the community. You're showing the black dollar being used to good use. You had an establishment that can only seat like 8 people. Now you have an establishment that can seat like 24, 25. You can put out more barbecue for the community. More people are pulling up. Now you're doing Sundays dinners. You know, you're growing and growing and growing. And that was a generational wealth thing. That was a mom and pop started off type of situation. And I just want to see more of that in a predominantly black community. You go into, first of all, I really believe Tampa, the citizens of Tampa need to get out of Tampa and travel and see other communities, other African-American or black communities that are killing the game. I'm talking go to Atlanta. I'm talking go to Baltimore. I'm talking go to Philly. Go to Detroit. Go these places that they tell you to be afraid of. They did the shit with Africa. Be afraid of Africa. Don't go. Why? Because there's so much knowledge and so much connections and black people looking out for black people in these communities that it will inspire you to, when you come back to Tampa, to want to move and change some shit. It irritates me, and I'm trying to hold on my passion, but I've gone to other places and seen the black collective. I've seen black politicians looking out for the black social worker, looking out for the black community, looking out for the black residents, looking out all the way down. I've seen it. And when I come home, I don't see it. And it hurts because I was born and raised here. That's kind of why I wanted to come back and really bring the Black Chef back to Tampa, because Tampa's black, and I just don't understand why it's not felt, why it's not heard, why it's not. It's like the only time we are felt to be black is when someone's throwing a club, when someone's throwing an event, when someone's throwing barbecue, when someone has nice cars. Why can't we be proud and black about other things? And why can't we be proud and black about our food? You see whole streets, you see Calle Ocho, a whole street filled with just Latin cuisine, owned by Latin people. You see Jewish communities with Jewish markets and Jewish restaurants owned by Jewish people, serving Jewish communities. You see Chinese, whole Asian communities owned by Asians, serving Asians. Where's the black community? Where's the black street that has black-owned businesses serving black communities, serving black? Why do we have to be afraid to own this? I understand that it was burnt down, but we're in a new generation. We're smarter, we're wiser, we know more. The generation before us has passed on an amazing torch, and I just feel like in the city of Tampa, we're just refusing to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And it's. I know that there's a lot of brilliant kinfolk in Tampa that just aren't really getting the opportunity or don't have the platform. Fuck it, we'll create one. And that's the purpose of the Black Chef. The Black Chef is creating the platform, giving you a reason to pour your funds into a pot, and it's going to get right back to you. How's it going to get back to you? We want to bring classes that's going to certify. We want to actually invest in other opportunities that we want to get to a point where we can invest in other bright individuals that want to bring great things to the city. We hear our customers come in and say, oh, you know, I have a dream of owning a nail shop, or, oh, I have a dream of having a nail salon. Okay, I get that. Well, Rebecca, Susie Q, and Johnisha, you all want nail salons. Why don't you all get together? Why don't you all come together and even if it has to be legally, but just come together, put all that shit that was taught to you of how to hate one another and how to be envious or jealous of one another, because like once again I keep saying it's taught to you. Just get rid of it and really build. If you hash it out, if you have a complaint, or if you feel like I'm getting winded. Anyway,
it's easier together. It's a lot easier.
It's just all I have to say is that the Black Chef is 3 of us. I could not do this by myself. We all bring a strength to the table. We all stay in our lanes, and it's working.
We say we're like a 3-headed monster, like a gorilla.
It's working. But for the most part, I think it's time for the world to know who the Black Chef is. It's time for us to really recognize our success and really stand and start creating avenues and start creating lanes for other African-American Black chefs to really have a voice in the culinary hospitality game. So what does that look like? We want to have classes. We're looking to have events. We're looking to have festivals. We're looking to have summits. We're looking to have, well, really, to have more establishments within the community. What did you just say?
Giving the community what they deserve.
Yes, we're all about giving the community what they deserve.
Thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you. I am Tampa Bay.
We want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to I Am Tampa Bay.
I Am Tampa Bay. Black Chefs, we thank you. We out.
Yes, sir.